in the series of COVID-19, which is brought to you by News Karnataka, V4 News, Malnadu TV, Global TV, Organ Donation India Foundation, and GYAN. Today, we are going to discuss a very, very important aspect, that is the COVID-19 impact on human behavior, how the human behavior changes. We have a very, very senior person to discuss with us. He is Mr. V.M. Ramlingam. Welcome, Mr. Ramlingam, on our show. Mr. Ram is a master's graduate with a specialization in management and finance from Madras University, having 35 years of managerial experience in organizations covering the fields of manufacturing, finance, marketing, and HRD. Mr. Ram is an NLP master trainer. Mr. Ram is a qualified human process facilitator, certified coach, psychological counselor, OD consultant, assessment center facilitator, and trainer. Mr. Ram is a professional member of Indian Society for Applied Behavioral Science, ISABS. He is a qualified behavioral scientist and a facilitator of human process laboratories. He is a professional life member of the Indian Society for Applied Behavioral Science. In 1972, he was honored with the lifetime title as Honorary Deputy Marshal of Dodge City, USA, and so on. He is having so big CV. If I have to read, so it will take at least more than 1 hour. Welcome, Dr. Ram, on this show. Now, today, we are seeing that with the change of environment means it includes climate, even weather, the financial condition, the medical condition, and many things which happens to a human being. The human behavior changes. Like today, the situation is the COVID-19, that is the coronavirus disease. Lockdown is there for last more than 2 months in India and many places in the world also. And due to that, lots of behaviors of the persons are changing, whether he's a man or woman or a child or whosoever. So today we would like to know from you, first thing, why this behavior change is there, and if it is happening, is there any way we can change or control our behavior so that we should not lose or we should not go in depression? Mr. Ram, please.
Thank you, Dr. Lal Goyal. And I'm very happy to be here. At the same time, not so happy about COVID-19. Because we never expected this to happen. And these pandemics, when it happened all through the world and different parts of the world, and it came to India, it has changed the face of some of the important things about the nations, particularly economics, people's standard of living, their psychology. And all these have been impacted. It's not just a sickness that affects our body. And since it's a pandemic, it is affecting the whole nation, and it affects the whole life of the people of different nationalities. That's how it should be seen as something that needs to be addressed to prevent a catastrophe. It is now a challenge for us, all of us. That's true. But catastrophe is a big loss. To prevent it, we have to work. And everything is done twice in this world, in this life. One, in mind, then in action. If mind is not properly set and corrected in spite of our intelligence, wisdom and all that, if we are not managing it at the right time, and considering this only as a disease, to treat with medicines, preventions, vaccines, like that only we are saying. For mind, there is no vaccine, there is no medicine. I have to manage my mind. If individuals do not manage their minds, and this kind of pandemics to deal with it and come back resiliently. Resilience comes from mind only, mostly by resourcing our unconscious. That is what you see, the NLP also says, neuro-linguistic programming, in which I'm kind of behavioral science, or psychologists, are great people who are all engaged in this field of dealing with mind, and corporates are aware of that deal with the mind. Now that is the priority of training. Even technology training and all that, they have stopped. They are now starting to dealing with the stress, making the people to work from home and at the same time a link in the organization. They are not coming to the space, but in mind they have to come to the organization. These are great challenges for organizations. And in management of the affairs, they are finding it very difficult because you can communicate. And communicate with a person. Thereafter what happens, everything is in the attitude, in beliefs, in values, in the mind, the way in which a person feels, thinks. So, you have very rightly chosen this title, sir, as a behavioral impact, an impact on human behavior. It's very relevant in today's concern as a person who is in this field of NLP, OD, and human process facilitation. I find it very relevant. You have chosen the right topic. You should read it. It is very simple. And simple things are profound, and we do not take efforts to deal with them, to own them. The power is within us, but we don't identify it. It is something like a bird did not know how to fly until the occasion comes and until it starts on its own. A mother helps, it's okay. But we have the power to fly, and we shall know it. And this kind of difficulties, when it comes, the fear dominates. And when the fear comes in the kind of, there is a model called Kubler-Ross model. It is not empirically tested, but however, behavioral scientists have been using it as a guideline. And it is useful to understand what happens, particularly with reference to the present state and the previous state and the future possibilities of dealing with these pandemics. This model may be useful for us. And the people, policy makers, and the behavioral interventionists and consultants and all that may be using it by their own approach, style, and their own way of dealing with it from their background. And an NLP person deals with through NLP because it is very simple, common man can understand. And this Kubler-Ross model says when something like this pandemic's big the threat is coming to the society in terms of sickness or in terms of something else, catastrophe, is pushed on us. And at that time, and first thing what happens is people deny. See, for example, when it was 10 people who entered first, and we told in December, January, it all started, one person came in Kerala and all that. At that time, concerns were more, 100 people, more concern, more fear and all that. And people told it will stop with this 100. And they thought that it will not come to everybody. And told that I am a very healthy person, it will not come to me. So denial is the first stage. In that denial, what happens? We avoid. We also avoided as people, and I am as a member of the society, I own my responsibility also, but I was also moving around until 17th of March. And without realizing that I avoided it. And I never believed that it will come and affect me. Still I believe it will not come to me. But I am interested in what preventive measures are coming, what treatment is coming. And avoidance, that is denial. That is the first stage. And because of that, some confusion comes. Sometimes some elation also comes. So in India, it does not. India, it is much less. So in our community, it is not happening. Like people were going through the process of denial. That is the first phase. Second, what happens is, as expected, things are not happening. Number is increasing. And the government is doing, but we feel it is inefficient. Or it is insufficient. So in that circumstances, some helplessly, what happens is anger comes. That is the second phase. We get angry. and angry out of frustration. Angry, some irritation happens. This is the second phase. Third phase is depression. My anger also is a feeling. Unexpressed anger becomes a source of depression. But unavoidable. Anger is unavoidable. Anger is the first feeling a child comes to know, and it is the last feeling an adult knows how to manage. This is a famous quote. We get into anger by nature, and that is the phase. And that anger leads to depression when we are not able to deal with that anger. And that is depression state. In that depressive state, we are overwhelmed, helpless, and then hostility also may happen within ourselves or against myself. And that is the third phase. Then thereafter, bargaining phase. Then what to do? What economic support will come? What people will come? Which other country will support us? What happens to World Health Organization, who now India presides? Fortunately for us, we are taking a very challenging position now in the world. We are taking as head of who. And when this stage, how these positions can bring help for people at large. This some bargaining is taking place, we give us more. And it is manifested in the migration of labor. A reverse migration took place. And they are very, very relevant for the work to be turned out in respective places throughout India. And now they want to go back, because why they have want to go back is they felt that the suffering here is not very happy. And I say, at least let me suffer in my native place, because affinity to my place, that is very important for me. My place is very important for me. So this kind of movements, so there's some bargaining of movements and all that was taking place. That is struggling to find a meaning and finding a solution. And that has started now, more or less, that is, we are in that stage. And after this only acceptance stage, we are anticipating that where leaders has to enter, leaders have to enter the field, and they have to do it. That acceptance stage, planning stage, leading stage, and evolving things, how to deal with the economy, ravaged economy. The ravage that has gone in the downstream now, on the planning that has been done, economic planning, and all these brains. We all worked together. Great brains have worked in Delhi, the policy making, and every state. And all that now has gone to 6s and 7s. And now they have to work it out. We have overcome many such challenges. We will do this also. That hope has to go into the mind. The mind has to be addressed. Mind, how does it see? How it is taking us? What these internal representations are formed now? Are we changing the map of our mind in an adverse direction or in the positive direction? Because our map of our mind only decides our behavior. The reality in the environment does not impact. It is there, creating. We use our 5 senses through which only we can connect to the environment. That's what NLP also says. The seeing, hearing, feeling, and including tasting, smelling, touch. And these are the things, the 5 senses what we are having is the gateway. That is the entry point of picking up the environment. How do we pick it up? Once we pick it up, what kind of frame of mind we develop? That is called the map of our world. The map of each one of us carry a map of our own world. And in that world, where hope is there, our fear and anxiety and depressive state is more, because this map generates, our languages change.